So earlier in the week I promised you a big announcement from Pete, so here it is. Enjoy the video.
So the problem we find is we always have our ambitions and aspirations well above what we ever start out with. So I woke up one morning and I said to Chris, do you know what? We've got to be close to the world's biggest portable railway. Why don't we get out the Guinness Book of Records and literally see if we can beat it? So that's what we're doing. We're going to attempt to beat the world's largest portable railway, which means that it can be taken and pulled up on the day.
That's right, that's right. So one of the criteria is that you have to build it, run it, take it down, move it to another location, build it, run it. And that is one of quite a few different criteria that Guinness have stipulated for this record.
And it's a challenge, but you know, as we found out today, we like a bit of a challenge. And you know, we've got a good attendance today because we are running out. We've officially actually run out of time, to be honest with you.
We are running out of time.
You know, we're out of time. A poor lad's, one of the volunteers has come up from London. I've got him painting the overhead wires. We'll never see him again. He will disappear into ether.
No more of that.
Well, I mean, can you imagine that somebody says, "Oh, just paint the overhead wire." You know, there's 440 feet of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's like penance. You get less if he murders somebody. Yeah. But we're serious about this because what we figured was, Hamburg's the biggest, we think.
Yeah.
They're the biggest, but they're obviously fixed, and they don't face the same problems that you face when you've got a portable layout. So when we build a layout, we have to build into the fact that the rails have got to come apart and they've got to go back together. Where when you're building a layout like Hamburg, obviously once you've got the track set, it shouldn't move, and you can be more precise. So that was what I jokingly said, which has gone on. So,
and I think what's quite exciting about this, Pete, is because it's portable, it opens it up to a lot more people to actually attempt the record in the future.
Yeah, I think that's why I sort of wanted to do, because we're getting old, Chris. You know, I'm not being funny, I'm not being morbid, but humping 208 feet of railway, and we say it glibly, it's 208 feet, it's not 208 feet, it's 208 feet twice and 224 feet, or 212 foot, because you're going all the way around. I think it's 2,000 metres.
Yeah, well, 2,000 feet I think it is, yeah.
I think, whatever it is, it's enormous. And at 78, you know, I'm not looking forward to lifting half a ton every week. You know, so there comes a point when we go over to the next generation, and once we've done this, obviously the Guinness Book of Records. Once we've done the attempt, then we'll know other people will come in and attempt it, and then it will. That in itself, we believe, will really start interesting model railways again, because there's something to aim at.
Exactly.
That's brilliant, Pete. Well, I wish you all the success in your world record attempt, and hopefully we'll be able to show you on this channel how we've fared.
Can we just, while we're on, right? Because I've had a lot of people say, "Are we back at the cathedral?" Yes, we're back at the cathedral, and what we're doing is we're taking Watford to the cathedral this year, but it won't be the Watford necessarily exactly the same as you see at the NEC, because we will have progressed Watford even further, because we have a long-term idea of, which is really crazy, so I'm not going to tell you in a minute, but we do have a long-term crazy idea before we use the wood that's on the layout for laying in for the rest of eternity.
So we're saving the crazy for another day.
We're saving it for another year.
More crazy.
Let's get over this crazy year first.
Well, it's all relative, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, Chris, Pete's just made the grand announcement.
Yeah, very exciting. Very excited about this.
No pressure.
No pressure at all.
Wow. So what's involved? Can you talk us through what we've previously achieved with making tracks 1, 2, and 3, and how we got here in the first place?
Yeah. So we've been trying to make, as you know, a big difference to model railways in general for the good of the hobby, bringing a bit of excitement back into everything that we do. And over the years, you've seen us do new things, groundbreaking things for model railways. And this is kind of the evolution of that. We've been working with Guinness now to see whether there is a world record that we could attempt with the layouts that we've done and so far. So as Dave said, we've got making tracks 1, 2 and 3. We're working on 4. We will end up with 208 feet in length. So it's an extra 50 feet over what we did for Getz last October, but another additional 50 feet of scenery because we're going round the bottom and back up again. So that's another 100 feet of scenery on what we did at Getz. So the record that we are going to be attempting is, I just need to make sure I get this right, is the largest portable model railway in the world. So this is the first time this record has been officially recorded. And of course, it's up for everybody in the world then to have a go at see whether it can be broken. And that's what I find quite exciting about this. So we might be the first in there, but it'll be really interesting to see how the rest of the world and other model railway groups and clubs come together to see whether they can break that in the future.
Now, when we went to Chester Cathedral on the first year, we had Making Tracks 1. That was in the main hall.
That's right, in the nave. That's
in
right.
The nave. And we were there because COVID restrictions.
Correct,
and
that's
they were
right.
using.
That's
and then year 2, we moved on to the other hall, the side hall. What's that called?
It's a transept.
Transept.
Yep.
And year 3 was the transept
That's
as
right.
well. So with those 3 layouts, last year we went to Getz and we joined everything together.
That's right.
And it gave us this layout that was wall to wall in the MK Arena.
That's right. That's right.
How is the record measured? Is it measured linear length? Is it measured length, width, and so on?
So it's the amount of actual track, and you have to prove that all the track is usable and running trains over it. So that's kind of the definition.
So everything has to work if it's on the layout.
That's right. Everything
Okay.
has to work. It has to be built by one set of people, and it has to be at a specific scale. It can be any scale, but it has to be a scale.
Okay, so it's a scale model of sorts.
That's right.
Built by the same group.
Yes.
And it's measured by length of track.
Correct.
So if you've got 2 tracks in parallel, then that helps with the measurement.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to do some different sort of modelling now.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, we're not having them on, are we? Oh, we're not, are we?
So these are for...
Dave, stop. You'll love it. You'll love it. You'll love waving your
I
arms.
can bloody police you beacon.
Yeah, but you'll love waving your arms.
Taking the primary kid for a walk.
You got your name and number on the back.
Lollipop lady.
So,
Oh no, it doesn't say.
so these are for the people running the railway at the NEC. So there's 4 different colours, one for each track, and each person will have their colour. So over the 208 feet, you'll be able to see who your team, the rest of the team are for your track.
What colours have we got then, Chris?
So we've got yellow, red, green, blue.
Oh, nice.
What about the ones that's not operating?
So they don't need you.
Yeah,
Use those players.
Can we get a badge?
I haven't done badges. Oh yeah, there'll be a name badge. There'll be a name badge. Yeah.
you look good enough, eh?
That's like that making
So how do they know we belong
Yeah, I
to
think
making
that's the colour for Dave, that one.
That's all we've got.
So we've got a lanyard.
That's the easiest way.
Chris, give us a twirl.
Okay, here we go.
And back. Wow.
Oh,
So
choose that.
So you should be able to see all the rest of the people running the layout.
Yeah.
And then when we swap over shifts,
Oh, we need 4 of them, do we?
we'll
What do you need?
swap these
8
as
of
well.
them. How many have you got?
16.
and the helmets with the flashing lights, they're still on order, yes?
Oh, we've got safety helmets as well.
Absolutely.
And safety boots.
Yeah.
Oh, that, you know,
And
never
goggles.
rail, you know.
Gloves.
You're working on track, never rail. You know.
And a book of chips.
Goggles.
Sign in, sign
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Right, there's a chair here if somebody wants.
Who's the pie cow?
Will you tell Andy to come up?
I watched the programme last night on telly about something about the big dig. It was about HS2.
Oh yeah.
And it was about the graveyards that they found at Houston
Yeah.
and Birmingham. Well, they're now in the open air there. They've all got orange. You couldn't get any more orange on them if you tried.
Ridiculous, isn't it?
They've all got safety helmets on and they're looking in the graves. Now I ask you, where are we going?
Right, okay.
What's all that about, Pete?
I'll tell you what that's all about. That there's absolutely no variance from the theme. So you don't give anybody an option. So there's no option. You have to wear orange. So everybody has to wear orange and you can't get out of it.
I know, have you tried wearing one? I never all day.
You have to wear it.
It's still work on the track on the way in the point.
Sorry, it's stuck like a pig.
So they've got pads in them these days. But you have to, the whole idea is you don't give anybody an option. They have to wear glasses, they have to wear boots, they have to wear a hat, and they have to wear all the orange gear. And it works.
I think the ones at grave didn't have it.
Well, they might not be in the grave. It works, Dave. You leave people their own volitions, they treat safety badly.
They have employed 80 archaeologists.
Sorry, what? How much did that lot
And
cost?
how much?
How much? I said to Margaret, how much does that lot
Yeah, but
cost?
it's worse than that.
And then you see the containers they were in and all wrapped out with
When my
shelving.
granddaughter goes to school in Stoke Mandeville, they found a church that they didn't even know was
Yeah, I've seen
there.
that.
Yeah.
And they've got another 30 archaeologists there digging up all the bodies.
Right, Tony Robinson down it. Might save him a few quid, then he could do a time team special, couldn't he?
Yeah, Nick the
They,
dig. Nick the dig. You know.
So the bill for the archaeological digs has come to around about 750 million quid.
You're joking?
No.
You couldn't have got that. You couldn't have got. Well, you can't say no, can you? No one have had that money, no time, would they?
You can't. You just. You have to do this now. We don't accept walking over our past.
When they built the original mattress, they found a huge plague pit there, and they just tossed them all in together. But that was 1860 whatever.
Yeah.
Smashing cake.
Difference in shape.
It's all
You say bag
Yeah, another piece. I'm just
Oh,
trying.
there's a bit of
Yeah, nice bit of cake, very nice.
That's a tell she's got to make more.
Right. Take these and
Let's get a
spray
business
them.
going here. I don't want chocolate cake, really.
Is that espresso one, is it?
And then I will go and get the earth and we will make the gardens.
Where's the earth coming from?
The earth.
I've just wondered about that.
No, it's not earth.
Complete with microbes.
No. No microbes.
Yeah, the polluted river and the bottom of the garden.
No, they're all freeze dried. No bugs.
What?
All the stuff we use. There's scenery. It's inert, so it doesn't grow.
It's a switch, isn't it?
yeah, go mow it then.
Another cob.
Dad,
That astroturf.
we can have a gardener for the making tracks.
Some of the comments on Sunday night were very funny. Where's the Barbie? There should be a hot tub. My garden don't look like that. What is that Miracle Grow you're using?
What was this for?
I put a picture of the new houses
All right.
and the garden.
Oh, got it.
To show people what it's going to look like.
You haven't mail shotted them then?
It's like a billy. It's like a snooker table.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Oh,
A few weeds now, don't
You know how making tracks has all been about pushing boundaries and taking the hobby to places maybe it doesn't normally go. At the beginning of this video, which you'll see tomorrow, Pete makes an announcement about making tracks and its intentions for a Guinness World Record.
Oh my God.
Pete, Chris, would you like to give us some of the background to that and what makes a legit world record actually legit?
Well, we didn't think Dave had been working hard enough,
Right.
and we didn't think he'd moaned enough. So on the grounds that we'll only probably have him moaning for a few more years, I thought we'd build the
Right,
biggest...
you know the date? Let us know when I'm going, Pete.
I can't guarantee that.
I'll get the box made.
So he's got his own
Yeah, what do
category.
you mean you will? We've got it made. What do you think you've been building for 13 years?
I've got to make a proper one. I'm going to make an old one.
No, it's too much money.
No, I've already got it all, mate.
I need one of them red ones that got no.
Well, what, some strong blokes to pick it up.
With PPE on.
PPE on. You'll have to wear an orange vest, lads.
It's what he would have wanted.
Yeah. You got to go.
Go on.
Also, what will do.
Go on.
No, the thing was, the challenge, I believe, would challenge other clubs and other people to follow and take on that challenge and go, if they can do it, we can do it. I think for the circuit, for the exhibition circuit, it's great. It doesn't detract away from the small club that it's just in a village. Or that's great. But if you're going to go to the national level, you've got to go to something spectacular.
Yeah, because that's what people want to see.
That's what people want to see.
Yeah.
So there's not going to be, there's only 5 national shows.
Yeah.
So I thought that if we challenged it and then everybody picked it up, every year somebody would be trying to beat somebody else, and you'd have an amazing set of model railways coming out that would work for the next 20 years.
Yeah, you would, yeah, great idea.
Yeah.
So Chris, what is it? Just here's my day out. It's massive. Is it a world record?
No. So there's a bit more to that. So Guinness have laid down quite stringent criteria for the world record. So the world record title is the largest portable model railway, and to achieve that, it's got to be at least 64 metres. It's measured in track length. It can be any scale. It's got to be portable, and it's got to be made to a professional standard by a group, or a person or a group of people. The record is also includes details such as the quantity of trains, rail interchanges, track loops, concurrent engine operations. All that kind of detail also needs to be included in the record as well. So, should be really exciting, as Pete says. It's something out there now for any model railroad club in the world to have a go at.
Is there currently a holder of that?
No, it's a brand new category that we've been working with Guinness.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I think that they will have to go back and address this, because I think their initial idea is too broad, because you can't have a layout at 208 feet double O compared with a layout that's 208 feet of O gauge or gauge 1, because it's completely different.
Yeah.
The amount of work in a double O layout or an N gauge layout compared to a gauge 1 layout is phenomenal.
That's right.
It's just phenomenal. I mean, it's like...
So you need some categories for scales.
Well, they do. Because you can't,
You can't compare.
The scale distance is significantly less as well, isn't it? Larger scales, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's our scale at all gauge, isn't it?
Yes.
Chris said one of the criteria was the length of the track. Does that mean all the track?
Yes, usable. So it's going to be demonstrated to be used.
Yeah.
So like on 1 8-foot baseboard,
Yeah,
we have
32
32
feet.
foot track.
that's right.
Right.
You've
And
got
on the back,
64 you've got
you've
on the
got
back.
64 feet.
Yeah.
So do we add all that up?
Yes.
That's right. But it's all going to be usable. So you
Well,
can't.
it is all usable, isn't it?
Well,
Well-
the third rail isn't.
Correct.
Yeah, that accounts for a
Actually,
tiny bit,
yeah.
doesn't it?
No, Landy, what are you doing?
Dropping my phone, Dave, that's what I'm doing.
Modular layouts. Are they included?
So as long as they're made by a single group of people, then I think they'll be included. Yeah.
Do they have to be on one theme all the way through?
It's going to be one consistent scale.
Yeah.
Shout out, Kevin. Come on, let's hear you.
No, just.
Are you thinking like the Americans do, where they bring different bases?
Yeah,
no, you
everybody
can't.
makes
No,
one.
you could go on and on
Oh,
forever.
well,
with
can
that.
you include that? Because it's quite easy to be
Well,
with that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Well, and that's the purpose of records to be so. But it needs to be made by one group of people.
Yeah.
And it needs to be built in one place. So, for instance, if you've got the American, whatever they're called,
Modular.
Modular.
no, what's the the National Railway? What's the American?
NMROs.
Yeah, the NMRA.
Their standard.
If they've got 25 clubs from Vancouver down to San Francisco, and they all take a section of 20 feet, you've got no chance.
No.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
No, well, but it's not been built by the same people, is it?
No,
In the
but
same
not
place.
only that, they'll all be different.
Yes.
It's not a consistent theme, is it?
No.
Yeah, this is what I'm asking. Isn't it?
No. It's got to be. It's got to be based on something. It's got to be, Because if you take,
Have a piece of cake, yeah?
I've had one thing.
Have another.
I mean, if you take,
No, all right.
you know,
Better get it before it goes.
see the problem is
Can't take that home.
we've slightly made a run for our own back by saying it's 208 feet because it isn't actually 208 feet.
That's just the length. The length of
That's just the length because it's 208 feet plus 12
And then back round.
plus
208 plus 12.
plus what
It's
3
about
quarters on the
400
back.
odd. It's 400 odd.
24.
400 odd feet altogether.
Yeah,
So you've got about over 2,000 feet of track on that layout.
yeah.
Yeah, so we'll be working out precisely how much track
It must be over
is
half a mile
involved with this.
of track.
Because that is the length
So
of the
we're
lens.
handing out free binoculars, you know.
We need them as
For
operators.
binoculars, we all better go to Specsavers, I think. Bloody hell, it's hopeless, isn't it? You need 4 sets of binoculars as well for this when we go to NEC, Chris.
Well, I think the point is,
The big long ones like the U-boats, you know.
it's interesting because I've been watching the webs for big layouts over the last 2 years before I saw this, and there are some big layouts out there. Don't get
Oh, there
us
are,
wrong,
yeah.
but actually, when you see them, they're more than, particularly the American layouts, are more perceptive than actually big distance. You know, they're crammed into a basement, and there's, you know, it's like you can't move.
You get 2 tiers as
Yeah,
well.
I mean, it looks bigger than it is. So I saw a layout come up this week, a club, and it, you know, ginormous. Well, ginormous was 35 feet.
Yeah.
Not
Not even half,
ginormous
was
at all, but it looked ginormous in that basement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's relative, isn't it?
Well, American houses have got basements.
Yeah. That's
The average British house ain't got a basement.
spare bedroom.
I think the key word though is portable, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got some huge layouts. You can't take them anywhere.
That's right, you can't take the American ones,
No.
can you? No. They build them in situ, don't they?
That's it. Yeah. It's like trying to exhibit Leamington. It just can't be done, can it?
No.
And also, I think that not that the Guinness Book of Records care, because that's you get into the problem with it when we approached this whole project was it's the minutiae of what we do that you can't talk to the Guinness Book of Records. You can't say there's 2,500 feet of overhead wiring, which 99% of even the big layouts, all the American layouts don't have that.
No.
So you go, but it's different because we can't have subcategories of subcategories of subcategories.
That's right, yeah.
Because that's just gets
Yeah.
silly.
Where does it end?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, the most blue cows in the field.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Most 3D printed waste bins on the station.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
yeah.
Chris.
I was going for that. What are you saying?
Sorry, mate, I burst your bubble.
No, that was cars in a car park, wasn't it?
Oh, you'll definitely win that hands down, I think, won't you?
I think, in truth, what we've done in the way we've approached this is we've approached it slightly different from the way people would have done this years ago, because we've got it scale. I mean, we laugh about Fords of Dagenham, but I mean, how many people have done what Chris has done on a layout? How many cars have you actually built?
Maybe 300 now, easy.
Yeah, it's
Easy.
getting on for 300 cars, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who's ever built 300 cars?
Nobody.
On the model railway?
On the model railway?
Nobody.
Not only that,
Enough to paint.
Yeah, that's more than
Chris,
How
how many Jaguar F-Paces have you made?
one.
One. So there are unique cars on there. They're not all the same.
That's right. There's one F-Pace, there's one DeLorean.
Yeah, one DeLorean. Yeah.
Yes,
How
so-
many different types
There's
is
one
it?
Ferrari. Kevin Subaru's on, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Your Z4's on.
Yeah.
all of the roundnuts have got their cars on there, and I think that says a lot about what we've tried to achieve, where we haven't just gone down, even with great sponsors, like Pico, Hornby and Acura Scale and Cavalex and those guys who are doing a great job. We haven't gone to them and said we want to stock up the trains as much as possible to make it look busy. We've said, no, this is what we're doing. It has to fit this criteria. And that, I think, has been a very different approach, which has led us down this route. I think we tended to miss the importance of Milton Keynes because we were too busy doing it. I think now, when I look back, particularly at film that we filmed at
Any Great Electric Train?
Gets.
Here.
Oh,
Blakemere.
Blakemere, sorry.
Where you've only got a small confinement with kids all running
yeah.
about. It's fantastic. I mean, that then takes on a completely. When you put it in Gets, it was part of the 150, whatever it is. You just didn't get the weight of it, and it was good in the cathedral again. The cathedral was really too big, but when we put it in Blakemere, it became a train set.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You really squashed it in, and you could see the whole weight of it.
And then you handed it over to the kids.
Yeah, but that was. I mean, I think the challenge that we've given ourselves also is obviously you can't go to the NEC and open that to the public. That's impossible. Because how many operators have we got at the NEC?
So it's 4 per track in 3 shifts, so 16 per shift.
And 3 shifts.
3 shifts, yeah, over 2
48.
48.
48 people.
48 operators alone.
48 operators.
That's without people on the front running
And that's
interference.
without us.
Yeah.
You can't have kids doing that, can you?
No.
Well, it's impossible.
No, you'd never get a train round, would you?
It's
No, you
impossible.
You wouldn't.
So hold on, 48 operators operating this show.
Yes.
That's bigger than some clubs.
Yes. Well, but more important, Dave, we've got 48 volunteers.
Yes.
People are telling us they can't get members. You know, Andy comes up from London.
Well, you've got to
He's
look
a
at
train dispatcher for the Southern.
You've got to look at what a lot of clubs are doing. They're still in the 1950s and 60s
you're right.
and 1930s. I mean, for Christ's sake, we're in 2024 now.
Yeah.
Modeling's moved on,
We're
isn't
on about getting young'uns in. They want to see all the modern trains that's running.
Yeah.
And that's what we've given them. Hopefully. Hopefully.
Well, you know.
I think that.
Touch the wood.
Well, I mean, like you say, I don't know. The good to show us the majority of people are our age, and you think, Christ, another 10 years, and this lot have gone, and you get probably about 300 or 400 kids going to a show because it'll just go off the edge like that.
Well, I haven't, has it? Because we've seen. I mean, to me, Blakemere is the test.
That was an amazing success, wasn't
Well,
yeah.
it's in the middle of nowhere. There's no bus service.
Well, that's what you've got to do, innit?
That's what you have to do.
Appeal to them.
And it's
They
a
wanna
local
see-
show.
They want to see
It's
what
not
the
so much of the exhibitions. You see a swap meet. It's a lot of the older generation.
I mean, how many of them 350s have we got now there?
You know, they're
How many have
buying.
we got? About 10 trains?
You know,
Got about
you don't see that
sets of
many
them. How
kids
many
at
of them have we
swap
got, Chris?
350s?
Yeah.
meets.
7 sets.
7 sets.
Oh, just bought another one, mate.
You're lucky if you see one set on most layouts.
You see a few.
They're fun to drive.
Dave, we've got 208 feet to put
I
them on.
know, I know, but
Yeah.
They could all be on the same track simultaneously,
well, they
Dave.
could, yeah.
They could all be looked. They could all be up together, and you wouldn't notice them.
No.
But I think that you know,
If you build Bletchley Yard, you stuck
Yeah.
them all in there.
We want to do Carlisle. That'd be great.
well, that lad that come here on Friday.
Yeah,
He's built Carlisle, but he built it in 1960.
yeah, we want to do it now.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, but you know, we're not going north, Dave.
Right. We're not, so we're not getting to Scotland.
Hang
Right.
Off.
Hang on.
He wants to do it, doesn't
Hang on, please.
Dave's idea.
Dave, your idea. I need 12 more boards, please.
When next week? I'll do it for next week for you.
Yeah, good man.
Listen, as long as we don't get north of the border, we're all right. Don't want to get into Scotland.
he? We do, Preston.
I'll be locked up if I go to Scotland.
I mean, you know, I think it's been a very interesting week this week for me. Because politics have reared their head again in the railways. And whenever politics rear their head in the railways, nobody wins. We just lose.
Yeah.
We just lose. So we've got a wonderful organisation, and nobody can understand the complexities of the railway. And I'm just reading, which I read regularly, by the way, so it's not the first time. I'm just reading all the 4 big companies' books on the war. They all published books at the end of the war to say what their role was. And it's when you see what the railways did during the war, including the winter of 42 and 41 and 43, it is staggering, right? And people in London complained because, of course, the snow wasn't in London. It was north of Northampton. And that's the problem. If your train's delayed or late, or you never say, why was it late? You always say, it's late, it's the railway's fault. Now, you go to Piccadilly and you see there's a train pulled into Piccadilly and everybody tries to get onto the last 2 cars. Right? Nobody walks down the train and gets on the train at the front. They all get on the back and walk through.
Well, it's the typical sheep thing, isn't it? You know?
Oh yeah, but it's like that creates a problem.
Yeah.
So if some old dear gets their dog caught in the door, then we have to open the doors.
Yeah.
So it's 10 minutes late leaving. By the time it gets to Hebden Bridge, it's now 40 minutes late. So they cancel the train because it's pointless.
They seem to do it. Well, even at Red Hill, they come to the top of the steps and they all gather around the top of the steps trying to get into one like carriage. You know, when you've got a 12 car or an 8 car, but they're all trying to get into one. It's just every day.
And unfortunately, the railway gets the problem.
Yeah.
The railway gets the blame, and it's it isn't. Politicians always make great political statements to prove they're right, and we're all wrong, and they don't mention when it goes right, and they don't mention when it goes wrong, and it's their fault. I've never seen a politician yet agree that he caused the problem.
At one point they had 14 transport ministers in 10 years, didn't they? Not so long ago.
Well, we've still got. They
That's
even
it,
fall off that now.
No,
That's it all, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it ain't just transport secretary, education, health. You've got. Listen, if you were a major company, which the railways are a major company, would you change managing directors and CEOs every 3 weeks?
Would you?
Well, you
You'd
couldn't.
be boss, wouldn't you?
Well, you couldn't. Your shareholders wouldn't allow you to.
No. Crazy, isn't it?
Right, here we go then, boys. Let's get back on our heads. Right. Do that one.
Yeah.
And then come down off on your paint.
Well, I'll have to unscrew that now. I'm going to finish it off, take the screws out, paint it, sand it. Can you get that done and I can put it back? Yeah? Well, cause I'm running out of time now.
So am I.
Got 2 weeks. Yeah, but you still got to do this, so when you do it, don't matter, does it? It's got to be done, you might as well do it.
Yeah, so's all the other stuff.
Yeah, but then Pete can finish it.
Because he's that there.
So I'm going to take this off now. Yeah? And you can...
I don't know where it runs out in there now.
It runs out here somewhere.
No, I don't know where the wire runs out in there. It comes up and it's got to be rebuilt down there
Well,
somewhere.
you can't take that off. It's off. That was working before.
Yeah, but that wasn't the board on it, was it?
Of course it was.
Was that the original board?
Yeah, of course it is. This was at Milton Keynes.
Repair.
That was.
Yeah.
This wasn't.
Well, it's only from here. It didn't go down the corner, it went straight through.
The Milton Keynes was...
It's 4-track here, isn't it?
All right.
But we've hidden 2 of them. But I've got to sort this out now. If you need to get that curve in there quick.
That should have it already in then.
Well, that's what I'm going to take it off, and that's what I want you to have a look at.
Yeah, it should already be in because it was in at Milton Keynes. If this whole board was at Milton Keynes,
Yeah.
that's done there and it should be done there.
I'm going to take them out now, fill it, got to sand that up, and I'll paint it, and Pete can do the sky. Alright, and he's going to do a bit of scenery up there.
So that's the original Milton Keynes board. Well,
I'll take it off in a minute, I'll
It
show
should be
you.
there.
I've got these 3 screws in back, I'm just going to get my drill and take it off.
We're going to get in the back and put a hole in it, remember?
What?
So I can access anything that comes off underneath. Can't access the adjusters if you bury it.
Coming out. Which one are you doing? Straight track.
A hole at the back was so I can do the adjusters. Right, finish on that. I do need to finish. I need masts on that.
I've finished this, Aaron.
Brackets on that. There's brackets on that to go.
Aaron, finish this, mate. That's a big job.
What, that? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because that's in our way now.
I'll finish them over there.
Yeah, well, fuck that. That's what wants finishing. Because that is, we need to break that down.
I don't think 500 will go in there. No.
And I've just had to get another urgent supply of 500s.
Yeah.
Do you know how many 500 lengths we've used on this? Just on this today?
I'm going to hazard a guess at about 200.
We've used 55s. 57 packs of 5 we've used.
Okay.
Alright. Right, let's have a look at you, come on. Oil paint before.
So Aaron, you know I'm painting these. You said you want me to wipe the...
Yeah, if you don't wipe them up, because if you get any lumps of paint that goes down, it will dry and be big lumps on the handle.
Yeah, so wipe the... Okay.
Are you? Excellent. What, proper fun?
Well, no. I've got to get on this and I've got to let them know.
Hello Andy, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
Excellent. Yeah, all good.
Good.
Andy, what's that you're looking at?
It's the
It's a new car park, is it?
parking lines, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we've even got the ones for disabled parking.
Oh, cool.
Some of the lines need reapplying, but
Well, that's because we use vinyl and it won't. I've got to replace the vinyl.
it won't adhere to the surface.
No, that vinyl shrinks when I put the matte varnish on it.
Oh, okay.
This is fine.
Yeah.
It's just that matte vinyl. I've got to check that out.
Can I turn this over?
Have you not got any testers, MP?
No. Hang on a minute, please. Let me get one job started at a time.
So we'll just congregate here then, basically. I'm on the hunt for my toolbox. I don't think it's here. It ain't upstairs where I left it.
Did you come down this morning, Andy?
I did, yes. Yeah, I drove. So I left London. So I live in South London.
Right.
So I left about 5:30, and then I drove non-stop. And then I stopped about 10 minutes down the road.
You don't trust the trains then?
No, well, I fixed my car like last week myself. I put a new crankshaft in, so I didn't want to risk it. So I put a crankshaft in and then drove down.
It's yours, is it Mercedes?
Yeah, I put it in
You crank in that?
Yeah, my Merc, yeah.
That's not a 5-minute job, is it?
Yeah.
What happened to the old one?
It was knocking like, it was...
Crazy.
Yeah.
The big end had gone.
Yeah, so...
It's a nightmare with that, isn't it, Aaron?
yeah. Saved myself a lot of money.
Engine out job though, wasn't it? Would you get it at it from underneath?
Yeah, from underneath, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. Oh. It's a hell of a task, isn't it?
There's a gantry there, but no runoffs.
Yeah, because they're in the tunnel. You've extended
They're
the
not
tunnel.
in the tunnel. They're out of the tunnel. Have a look.
You're not listening, Dave. The original ones are in the original tunnel. You've extended the tunnel, so they're not going to reach, innit?
Well, take the wires off then.
That's what I mean.
It's not going to work. So this is acrylic paint. But it's not. It's just not.
Having it.
Do you know when that dries, would it take... I know it's longer doing it, but it still wouldn't take if you had something like that one to dry.
That's not the answer, mate. Seriously, that's not the answer. You'll be here for a week.
Yeah, Airbnb, yeah.
Andy, you're going to hang on a minute, mate. Yeah. Just going to clean that brush under the tap while I'll get Peter started. Need to remove all that.
Well, we're going to wait till last night, mate.
Hey?
When was the last time we saw it? I'm going to wait till
Well, it's been away for it. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Oh,
But listen, it's no big deal because yeah, I know, but it's inevitable that stuff's going to be done. Every time it's coming in. Yeah, it's easy to leave it. Yeah. You want good eye open. How long you off for now then?
till after the show. Well, yeah. I see that. I've got to go back tonight.
Which way do you do? Do you go down to the top of the northeast and then go straight down for Aberystwyth?
Hello. Morning.
I have done it that way, but I usually go for Ellsbury, go to Chester.
Is this the next one, is it?
Well, it was supposed to be. Yeah, I just have to build a road on this. It's just a meeting now, but he said you come down and give me 2 days over.
You want to go and do the other side?
Mrs. up the hotel as well.
So what is it you're planning to do, Peter?
Well, I need to get this up and turned over so I can wire it underneath.
All right.
In the environs here somewhere.
What's in here? Here. Look, here's your rules.
Where? Over there. Hey, John.
John. You're good on assembling the board.
We've got to put on a mastiff.
Underneath there now.
Yeah.
Could do with a narrower one, but it's hard to work around this.
Oh, we've got Payne's Grey. Oh, that's acrylic.
Because that's hollow under there, isn't it?
Alcrylan.
So I just want to say a special thank you to Steve Potter. So he reached out to us a while ago offering to go down to Watford Junction and Bushy Stations, take loads of photographs for us, and he's been doing that. And the result of that are little details that we'll be putting into the stations. So this is one of the items. So this is a trolley rack that you will find at Watford Junction. And Steve went down, took the photographs, measured it all up for me, and I've drawn it out and printed it. And it's turned out really well. It's quite fragile. This is a scale size. It looks pretty good. And then there's another feature of modern railways, which are disabled wheelchair ramps. And they're all over the network now, and at Watford Junction there are quite a few, both standing up against the walls and in special racks. So again, Steve was able to take photographs and measure it for me, and this is how they've turned out. So this is again drawn and then 3D printed with a resin printer, and then I've left them on the sprues this time because I found it easier to paint them. So it's been sprayed in yellow, and then the gangways being painted in grey with the black handles on, and then I'll be able to snap them off. In fact, I'll probably do one of those for you now. There we go. And then we have a wheelchair ramp.
Brilliant.
So my task for today is painting station lamps. So in the last video you might have seen me with the lights, which are provided to us by Model Signs, Chris at Model Signs, so thank you, Chris. And in the last video I was working on the bushy lights, which I've now finished. So there are 4 white ones, and then the others are stainless, so then the others are steel with a black top. So they are all kind of grey with a silver finish put over the top. They're all done. There's a lot of those. I think there's about 30 odd there-ish. So now I'm on to Watford Junction, and Watford Junction is a lot more complicated when it comes to the lights. So this is one I've done previously, and it's liveried in the London Northwestern colours. So it's white tops, light green, white bands and dark green bottoms. So I've got about 50-ish of these to do. So this is one of them. So first thing I need to do is mask out the lens at the top, and then I've given it an overall white coat of white primer. Then the tops get a coat of a semi-gloss white to give it a sheen. And my next task now is to paint them all bright green, and then the dark green at the bottom. So there's quite a lot of paint processes that go into doing one of these.
He just wasn't listening.
I'm pretending. So, Pete's got me painting all the wires on the...
Can't hear you with that.
Dave. Yeah, so Pete's got me painting all the overhead wires.
Right.
So they don't look all shiny and brand new. So it's quite a delicate job. I'm trying not to get... So when I'm painting these, what I'm trying to do is not get...
Hang on. You alright, Dave?
Yeah.
Back to you, Andy.
Right. Yeah. So Pete's got me painting all the wires.
You were saying? Say it fast.
Yeah. So Pete's got me.
70 lights to do.
Oh my God. So the truth is this.
One time off and only that.
Aaron, we missed you from upstairs. What happened?
Well, someone's haven't got time for a brew, there's work to be done.
Ah.
Come on, eat up. Do a lot because I've got to take it out. Yeah.
Haven't spoke to you today, Peter.
I've not very much to say.
Oh, okay.
We're still wiring the boards up.
All right, so you're on to your second and third block detector now?
No, we're on to our about fourth, fifth board. I think there's three more to. There's these three to do.
Well, let's have a
We're
look.
getting to add, but
No. So you got your trusty assistant?
yes.
It is I, Leclerc.
Ah. So what have we got? We've got 4 block detectors there.
Yep.
Wow, they look amazing. They've got those amazing blue plugs on, connectors, terminals that you love.
Which we've come to terms with.
You've come to love.
Just have to
No,
use the
we've
right.
come to terms with.
Have to use the right
We
screwdriver.
drop a bit of solder on the end of them.
Right.
That's it.
So you tin the wires, double them over, and they fit.
Yep.
Yeah.
But doubling them over is also not good because I've doubled this one over and now I have to squeeze it with a pair of pliers. And it won't go in. And Phil is not here today, which creates a problem because
Yeah.
he's got the only professional tools, you see.
All right.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a Powerland one.
So you're blaming the tools? Well, that seems only proper, doesn't
That's
it?
it. Good
Well,
work.
yeah.
Good workman always blames his tools.
Yes. I think that's what they taught me.
Something like that. Yeah.
How's the painting going, Andy?
Right, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So Dave's not making any noise now, so you can talk to me.
Right.
I'm getting there. Yeah, it's just it takes quite a while for this to dry. Could be an oil paint.
Was it a bit of a baptism of fire?
Yeah, it's just I've got to be careful, like not to get, especially when I'm doing the bottom of the wire, not to get too much on the bottom because then when it dries,
It's going to blob.
yeah, and then obviously when you put the gantry, what do they call them again? Pantographs on the locos, then it's going to obviously catch and then rip it all off. So I'm trying not to get too much, but then obviously trying to cover it at the same time. Because it's oil, it's taking quite a while to dry. So every time I'm going over, I accidentally touch like one of the wires, and I've got to touch up again. But
Why have they gone for oil rather than, say, acrylic or something that dries faster?
because it just won't
Right.
stick.
Okay.
Yeah, it just won't stick. So
Devil's in the detail.
Yep. So I've got a lot to do. I'm here tomorrow as well.
Oh, good.
Yeah. It's all good fun.
Beats working for a living.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Mind you, you heard yet again a bloody an engine cowling's fallen off a Boeing, one of these new Boeings.
Yeah.
You know, I think, what the hell?
Some riders could cross the track. Here, there. Probably over here, opposite, huh?
That's going to have to go round with that.
Yeah.
Not happy with that.
Alright, innit? Looking good.
I've come to annoy you.
Oh, not doing very much at the minute.
Are you not?
No, I'm just
Okay.
soldering these things on.
Soldering the wires onto
Yeah.
the track.
Yeah.
In the middle of a bloody
It's
roundabout.
not the middle of a roundabout, there's all buildings on this side. Isn't
What, here?
Yeah.
Is there?
Office block or something.
Hey?
There's an office block or something.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, even back here. You can't get it on, obviously.
No.
So, it's loose at the minute, so it's
Right.
not fastened in permanent. So, just get
So it's this little bridge.
No, it takes that.
How's that?
Because that goes down to 2 tracks now from here.
Okay. because the others are hidden.
Originally, it came out of a tunnel here.
Right.
Right, but we've had to. It's because it's going to 2 tracks. It's about 18 feet of it disappears.
Right.
So it don't come out till it gets right down there on the back. So only for this 18 feet there'll be only two tracks. I've had to make this just to. It's not fixed yet, so
very good.
I'll do that. And it's only 3 screws in it.
And this is the fencing I saw Andy putting up.
Yeah.
Last week.
So I'll have to recut these at the back to make it plumb again because Pete moved it. I put this in. See these bit here.
Yeah.
But it was further forward, right? And all Pete did was move it back and left the tops the width I'd made them. So these weren't fixing yet. But there's no point because Alan's got to get in and sort that end out.
It's all right though, Dave. You've got a whole 2 weeks to sort all this out.
It's going to be fine. It's going to be tight, isn't it?
Oh, it always is. If it's not tight, you're not working on it. Yeah. You're not set your objectives high enough.
Well, just hope everything's done. If we find out, a couple of end boards short, I'm stuffed, aren't I? Right. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you at the NEC in 27th of April.